All right. I'm going to try to make this as quick as possible because I got to go pick the wife up. But I just couldn't help saying something about this. Just commenting on this. Just watch the video. I'm going to comment as the video goes on. All right. Just so I don't make it too long.
Go back to Mexico.
Okay. Go back to Mexico. This is what this video is about. When people say go back to Mexico.
Has anyone ever told? It seems to be popping up more and more in the news lately.
Yo, he's like, this guy is like the snowflake, the Hispanic snowflake representative right here. Okay, just to let you know that.
Last week, a middle school teacher in Austin told a Spanish-speaking student to go back to Mexico, which incited a student walkout.
Okay, let me tell you something. When somebody says go back to Mexico, because for some reason everybody thinks you're Mexican when you're Hispanic. You're either Mexican if you're in the East and West Coast. If you're on the West Coast, you're Puerto Rican if you're in New York. You're Cuban if you're down in Miami or in Florida. But anyway, for the most part, it's Mexico. That's the one that stands out. That's like the epicenter of Hispanicism. So everybody says go back to Mexico when they say it. Not everybody, but, people, that's the term that, that people like to use. Go back to Mexico because they're confused about it. And he does mention this, no matter, even if you're from Honduras or whatever, they're going to say go back to Mexico. All right? If they say it. But I'm going to get to my point soon.
In February, a fourth grade robotics team from Indiana, comprised of 2 black students and 3 Latinos, were told to go back to Mexico by the competitors and their parents after winning a local robotics challenge. In May, a Walmart shopper in Arkansas told a Latina woman to go back to Mexico. In September, a man in Oklahoma called the Latina woman a wetback before telling her to go back to Mexico.
Okay, do you see what he's doing here? To the person who's not paying attention or in the subconscious mind, this looks like, oh my God, this is out of control. Look what's happening. But it's different months, different states. Okay, isolated incidents. It happens. What happens when you have an isolated incident where somebody, let's say at work or in school, for example, where that teacher told the student, go back to Mexico? I'm pretty 100% sure that if that student goes to the faculty, to the principal, he tells his parents, the parents come to the principal, say whatever, somebody pulls out a cell phone and films her saying it, she's getting fired. Pretty sure. Done. Problem taken care of. Now she can't work in schools anymore because she has that on her record. Bam. There you go. And that's a lesson to other people who want to say, go back to Mexico. And I say other people. I didn't say other white people. So don't get triggered. I said other people. And I'm going to get to that in a minute.
And the list goes on and on. These incidents all happened within the last year. And while some might say that this is a reflection of Trump's America, the reality is that this is nothing new. And the thing is, they don't care if you're Mexican or not. You can be from the DR, from the PR, you can be Colombian, you can be Honduran, Nicaraguan, Salvadoran, Guatemalan. It doesn't matter. Go back to Mexico literally means you don't look white, you don't look like me, get out of my country. So
that's not what it means. That's not what it means at all. Here's why. The times that I have been told go back to Mexico or go back to your country or go back where you came from, it was one time by a white lady. And that was years ago when I was in the Army, and that white lady ended up getting in big trouble, actually. Huge. I mean, big trouble. I didn't even tell on her. It was the people around her, the other white people who told on her. And it was like a big deal. I had to write a statement and everything. The other times was by black people and other Hispanics and an Indian guy who told me, go back to Mexico. Now, I didn't get offended. You know what I'm saying? I backlashed and said some other shit too. But so we were just throwing back, racial shit, and then we became friends. But those are the only times that I've experienced. It is real Simple. Somebody tells you go back to Mexico, you're obviously not gonna go back. It's not like when they say it, you magically just disappear and end up in Mexico. Okay, or you're fucking, if you have a green card, it gets revoked. No. They say it, you turn them in. Not a big deal.
What can we say about this very hateful phrase? Go back to Mexico is said by those who were unable to succeed in life, even though this country handed them every opportunity. Go back to Mexico is said by those who blame others for their failures. Go back to Mexico is said by those who couldn't hack it in this country and got left behind in the dust by brown folk.
Not at all. No. Actually, the lady who said it to me was pretty rich. She had money. And she still got in trouble. So, and the other people who said it to me were pretty well off. They had good jobs. They didn't fail or anything. They weren't failing at anything, actually. We're actually friends now. Two of the guys. Actually, both the black guys are my friends now. The Hispanic guys, no. Hispanics are the worst, the most racist people in the world to each other. You can ask any other Hispanic. It's not a white person. It's another Hispanic will be the most racist person to another Hispanic.
So to all of you who keep telling us to go back to Mexico, that ain't happening. We're proud of our roots, we're proud of where we come from, and we're staying right here because this is our country, built by immigrants, made great by immigrants. So we're gonna keep on working for ourselves, for our families, for our loved ones, and there's not a goddamn thing that your xenophobia can do about it.
Oh my goodness. I want to bang my fucking head on the table when I see this guy. Look at his face. He just, oh my God, he just looks like a fucking snowflake disaster. Like if all the snowflakes had a fucking bukkake on a pink hat, that's the baby. Holy shit. Wow. Look. Here's a problem we have too. The term immigrants, Hispanics like to take it for themselves. Like, oh, immigrants means Hispanic. No, immigrants does not mean Hispanic. Immigrant just means somebody from another country who's not native to that country. You immigrated to this country, and or you immigrated to whatever location, to whichever country you went to. You're an immigrant. It doesn't mean Hispanic. We don't get to keep that. That's not ours. It's not a Hispanic thing where, we pull it out of our vault and we lend it to other people. No. That's just, anybody can be an immigrant. Okay. First of all, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying that's what he's saying, but I think that's probably what he thinks. You know what I mean? This guy, I mean, his glasses look like snowflake glasses. I don't know. I guess I'm being xenophobe. But oh my goodness, man, it is not that bad. Look, I don't remember the last time exactly when anybody told me go back to Mexico, go back to DR. I don't remember. And I actually, my Hispanic friends, we joke with each other all the time. We tell each other the most racist shit. My black and Hispanic friends, we tell each other the most racist shit. You know what I mean? But I haven't heard anyone tell me, hey, they told me to go back to Mexico. I haven't heard anybody tell me that shit. You do that shit at my job. You do that, you do that. And we joke around at work all the time. But if it's real, whatever, somebody says, go back to Mexico or whatever, you report that and that person's getting fired. Bottom line, that's it. They getting fired. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. They're getting fired. Why? Because most of the management, most of the higher up leadership, the people up there. I work for the, I work for the government, so the people up there are Hispanic anyway. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't know, man. It's not that crazy. People, if we hit them, to me, I mean, I guess if you wanted to make a video, I guess he wants to jump on that oppression bandwagon, be my guest. But I mean, I don't know, man. And apparently, I found out I'm a millennial because I was born in 1980.
Y eso es la pura neta.
La pura neta. Eso es la pura mierda, maricón. Yo, look, we have How about this? We have probably the baddest gangs in the world. We have the worst, the baddest, biggest cartels in the world. In the world, okay? So don't worry about it. Somebody says go back to Mexico, the cartels will get mad and they'll kill him. Okay, so fucking don't worry about it. Why don't you make a video about that? Why don't you make a video about all the gangs we have? You know, all the shit we do. All the drugs that we bring in. Why don't you make a video about that? Because we do. I mean, let's not. Am I being taboo? Am I lying? Am I lying? Am I lying? Okay? And white people can do the same because white people run drugs too. White people buy a lot of drugs too. But they run drugs too. So, am I lying? I'm not lying. There's other shit going on in the world. There's more important shit that we need to take care of. There's a lot of people we need to feed. A lot of land we got to clean. You know, a lot of finance that we had to fix. I'm worried about somebody saying go back to Mexico. Like, you gonna go back? If I tell you go back to Mexico, are you going back? No, motherfucker. So stop fucking crying. Be proud. Be you. I am, bitch. God damn.